You know, I really love these sideways ranges. I know a lot of people dislike it when Bitcoin is trading sideways for 5 days, over 5 days, not really doing much of anything price action wise, just trading inside a little range here. A lot of people find that boring, but I think the exact opposite of it. I love it when Bitcoin trades sideways like this because these ranges tend to give you lots of opportunities to trade them. And so I'm pretty much going to be going over how I do that. Now, obviously, you're not going to know this is a sideways range until we've been trading sideways for a little bit, right? For me, once we sort of made these lows, came up, made these highs, and then started coming back down into this range here, that is when I started considering this a sideways range. So once that happens, first thing I like to do is I pull my fixed range volume profile tool and I look at the volume levels and you can see price was respecting these levels pretty well. And then what I do once I have my value area high, my value area low, once I know what is considered to be oversold and overbought inside of this range, then I start looking for opportunities to buy low and sell high. And I've taken a couple trades in this area. I've had a few winners, I've had a few get stopped out, but I'm going to be going over those and I'm going to be going over some trades that I didn't take, but that you could have taken based on just this sideways range. So once we identified this as a range, once we started coming back down into this area, we broke down out of the value area low again, and you can see that on market Cipher B, the momentum wave was very low. It was considered to be oversold, as well as the price action was technically considered to be oversold since we were below the value area low, and you potentially could have taken a trade here. Maybe you would have wanted to wait until we got back into the value area. And, this was probably more of a risky trade. I didn't take this trade, but you could have, and it would have been a winner. Would have been about a 2.2% move. Would have been a decent trade there. And then from there, we pretty much had a move. We moved sideways for a little bit around VWAP. Then we had a move right up to the value area high. And from there, you saw that we got a really sharp rejection. There wasn't too much in the way of confirmations. The only thing that you really could have gone off of for this trade would have been the money flow decreasing. But, we saw a sharp rejection off of that value area high. We even fell below the point of control right here. So you could have also taken a trade right here, and that would have been a winner as well. Just simply trading the value area lows and the value area highs. Could have gotten a couple trades there. Now, here's where the trades start getting a little bit more juicy because we started getting some more confirmations in this area. And I'm just going to pull the value, or I'm going to pull the volume tool all the way over because the levels didn't really change much. The value area low, I think, moved up a little bit, but pretty much it's the same levels throughout this range. So once we rejected off the value area high, came back below the point of control, we had to move right down to the value area low again. And this one would have been a little bit trickier to get into. But again, we were technically oversold on market Cipher B. We were technically oversold because we were below the value area low. And, we didn't get any sort of divergence or anything. But you technically could have gotten into a little scalp here. And we did make a move up to the point of control. And then look at this. As we came up to the point of control, we broke above it slightly, got a sharp rejection with bearish divergence. That would have been a very clear trade to take. Rejection off the point of control, and that would have been a winner as well. That was about 2.3% move down, which for scalps is a really good trade. Um, that's why I really like these ranges, because trading them from the bottom to the top to the top to the bottom, you can take a bunch of scalps and they can be pretty decent winners. Then again, we broke out of the value area low, and this actually was a very nice trade because as we broke out of there, we saw very clear bullish divergence. As we came down to these lows, we sort of retested this low back here. This was a trade that I did take, and this was pretty good trade, about 3.4%. And we had a pretty clear confirmation there, so that's why I took this trade. You have to keep in mind that it is very easy to get chopped up in these ranges, especially if you're being irresponsible with your trades, if you're not using good risk management, if you're not sort of waiting for confirmations, although with these scalps it can be kind of hard. But that's why I tried to just take the ones that I have my confirmations for. And right here, we most certainly did get the confirmations. We got bullish divergence as we were falling out of the value area low. And from what I've seen, if you see that we're trading in a sideways range and we make a move out of the value area with divergence, that typically is a sign that we are going to move back into the value area. And that actually happened again right up here as we broke out of the value area high. You could see we were forming bearish divergence, both momentum wave and money flow decreasing as price was increasing. And again, this was a very clear trade to take. And you would have been sitting on this for a little while. We had some, chopping around. If you got a good entry here, though, you could have, taken profits, moved stop loss to entry, and you would have just barely avoided getting stopped out here. You could have made, about 2% on this trade, even though it took a while to get down there. It still would have been a pretty nice trade. And then after this, we basically made our way back down towards the value area low again. And we got another trade set up right here. Even though we didn't touch the value area low, we front ran it a little bit. We did have a golden pocket right in this area. And since we saw bullish divergence as we came into that golden pocket and right around this value area low, I took a trade right here. And this was another nice little winner here too. So out of all of these potential trade setups, I only took 3 of them, right here, right up here, and right down here. And I tried to take a few other ones. I don't remember where. I had a few that got stopped out. But overall, you can trade these ranges using good risk management. And these ranges can be very profitable for you if you can identify oversold and overbought areas, and if you can trade off of your confirmations. These ranges give you lots of opportunities. And for the most part, I much prefer trading sideways ranges as opposed to trying to trade breakouts, trying to trade massive moves. I mean, it's great when you enter a trade in a range and then it ends up running, like what could potentially happen right here. I'm still in this long from right here, hoping that we maybe will actually break out of here this time, but not sure if we will. Actually, let's check on the lower time frames. Let's see if anything interesting is going on. Yeah, something pretty interesting is happening right here. We are breaking out of the value area high again with bearish divergence on the 3-minute, apparently. Not confirmed yet, but we do have bullish divergence or bearish divergence, excuse me, on the 1-minute. Money flow is increasing though. But again, we're getting bearish divergence as we're coming out of the value area, including on the 6-minute regionally. So this actually makes me think that we are probably going to come back into the value area range right here. But But yeah, overall, I really love trading sideways ranges, whether they're these little um, local ranges, whether they're larger macro ranges. Basically, I just love these ranges because they give you clear areas where, the asset is oversold or overbought. And if you're seeing your confirmations that, we're breaking out, but seeming like we're probably going to come back into the value area range, then you just have extra confidence to take those trades. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. Thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. Really appreciate it. And I will see you all in my next video. Peace.